Hello everyone, welcome back to some bridge, playing in day 2 of the July Stars and Platinum Robot Individual. These are the results from yesterday. There were 951 tables, but I think this means only 700 people actually finished. 767. My 58 is... I've certainly had better scores in events like this, but it's pretty solid and better than all the people on my friends list, which sort of surprises me. Were there any particularly notable boards here? Alright, this was Just Declare. Oh yeah, board 2, where East was somehow... Oh no, this one actually is an understandable mistake for East, that's right. Where I just cashed all the red cards without touching the black suits at all. And East has to decide what to pitch, and he guessed wrong. We already talked about that in yesterday's video. Was this the other... No? Okay, nothing... Oops, that's the connections. I already did that. Spoilers if you do the connections, by the way. Don't peek. Don't pause the video at that exact frame. Where are we? Pending day 2. Give me my hand. I can't bid without a hand. I'm not allowed to bid. I'm only allowed to play. So this is another 16 boards of Just Declare. I know you want to deal me some cards. So the last one took me, what, like an hour and a half? Is that right? Yes. So that's maybe about what we're in for here. So East didn't open. West didn't overcall at the 2 level, which is not a huge surprise. I have 17 points. Dummy has 7. That's 24. 16 for the opponents. East would have opened with any 12, so West has at least 5. It's worth knowing, I guess. Tricks. 2 diamonds and 2 clubs. It's 4. If the hearts came in for 5 tricks, that would be 9. If I lose a heart, then I don't have 9. This is Just Declare, though, so it doesn't matter if you make your contract, right? You just want more tricks than the rest of the field. So, in principle, I don't know, it wouldn't be a disaster to go down. Okay. This is not a situation where I should duck, right? I'm not really worried about them running diamonds. And I need hand re-entries. Yeah. And I think I cross in clubs and finesse hearts right away. In isolation in the heart suit, that's definitely correct, right? Cashing the ace first would be an error. It improves your results when West has a singleton queen, but it worsens your result anytime West has 2 small, which is way more likely. Now, in the context of the rest of the hand, do I want to spend all of Dummy's clubs to lead hearts? Yeah, it would be nice if Dummy still had some clubs, but I think it's pretty urgent to lead hearts. I only have 1 diamond stop and 1 spade stop, so there's a mountain of tricks about to fall on me. The main concern is, like, what if I finesse in clubs, cross in clubs, finesse in hearts, winning, cross in clubs, finesse in hearts, losing, and now I've set up a club trick for them, right? But, like, that's not super likely. West will probably win the queen if he has it. The 10. If East happens to have 10-9 doubleton, I could lead the jack next time I'm in hand. But if he has 10 queen doubleton, that would be an error, so I don't think there's any particular advantage to doing it. Queen? Okay. Well, now I've set up several club tricks if West has cleverly ducked his queen all this time. Well, once, but I don't think he has. Ah! All right. Well, I mean, the hearts were 5-1. So I think the best thing we can do here is just cash out. 2 hearts, diamond, give up. I'm not setting up any other tricks, so... Like, you could try leading a spade instead of conceding the heart and see if they let you take a spade trick. I think it's more likely that I miscounted hearts than that they would make that kind of misdefense. So I tried to cash the heart. Okay. I mean, I think down 1 is pretty reasonable on that board. West has queen 9-7, so even if you could see all the cards and led the jack on the first club trick, covered ace, 8 covered king, West 7 still beats your 6. Yeah, I don't think there's anything you can do that's better than 8 tricks. Okay, so East didn't open, West didn't overcall. I have 16 and Dummy has 4. I have plenty of trump, so I guess I'm not... I mean, I could lose trump control, but I think it's still worth just leading out the king here. Trying to get the trumps drawn before they can ruff a spade. So now the question is, if I lead a trump and the suit is 4-2, they win, tap me. But then I don't have to lead the last round. I can just play spades. So I don't think I'm really in danger of running out of trump, right? Diamond, win, tap, spade. I'll get at least one spade trick if I play to the king. Yeah, okay. So I may as well hope that the suit is 3-3. Yay! Yay! Heart? Boo. Well, I may as well play the queen, see if it wins. Unlucky. That should be a pretty normal board. Like, you could take fewer tricks than this. I don't really see how you could take more. 1 no. I have 9. Dummy has 12. That's 21s. The opponents have 19. 12-7? 13-6? Something like that. I'm going to guess 12-7. Because a double that pushes you to the 2 level, like, I don't know, it's nice to have a little bit of strength. The hearts are 4-4. Or are they? Why didn't West bid 2 hearts in that case? Maybe East has 5 hearts, but not a hand good enough to bid 2 hearts. That makes sense. We already know East's hand isn't good enough to bid 2 hearts. So East probably has 5 hearts. Okay. I'd really love to enjoy these clubs, but this attacks my only hand entry. I could duck this diamond, but then a heart shift sets up a bunch of hearts for them. So I might have to abandon the clubs and just play on spades. But I don't have a ton of dummy entries either. Yeah, I don't know. I guess... Oh! Really? I thought maybe 5-1. 6-0 is a little unfortunate. Well, ducking doesn't look likely to do anything, does it? The opponents can take 5 diamonds, a club, and a heart, so I'm going to go down. The good news is, there's no longer a compelling reason to win this, because I don't fear a heart shift. So I can put East under a little bit more discard pressure by ducking a diamond or two. He's pitched a spade and a club so far. Now a heart. Okay. I mean... The spades are not likely to come in for 5 tricks, but the clubs, if I attack those, I'm not going to get any tricks. I think you just run the 10 of spades and hope for the best. Neither of them showed a spade stopper. East could be ducking king third. It would be a good play. But equally, West would duck king fourth. Or even king third, I suppose. Yeah, I don't know. Finesse again. King 9x? Boo. Wait, what? Oh, East pitched a spade. That's right. I forgot. Oh, East has this. Well, that means West has the ace of hearts, so we're in trouble, I think. I could have kept more clubs, but I thought there was no way they would let me win any. Yeah, they shouldn't have. Well, I think I may have committed a psyop. By pitching all of my clubs, I convinced East that it was safe to return a club. Because they should have just beaten me, right? Yeah. West just has nothing but winners. All East has to do is play a heart. But by pitching all of my clubs, I somehow made my right-hand opponent believe it was safer to play a club than a heart for some reason. Because I had kept... Yeah, interesting. Well, I mean, a fantastic result. This should be, I don't know, 90 to match with the score. The percentage should also be 90. Because it's so obviously impossible to make that contract once the opening lead arrives. Okay, both opponents are past hands. Didn't overcall a major at the 1 level either. Which, there being 8 hearts out there, suggests the hearts are probably 4-4. If either one of them had 5 hearts, they'd have enough honors that they could probably have bid something. Interesting that West is leading dummies suit. Like, why are they not leading hearts? They're not bidding hearts, they're not leading hearts? West must have the ace of hearts and probably something like the queen that makes it really scary to lead the suit. Dummy has 10 high card points, I have 11, 21. It's quite tempting here to jump on the ace and play king pitching a heart. If you were really greedy, you could put in the jack here. Like West's 2. Maybe it's from, you know, queen fourth or something. Could be. But if it isn't, you'll really regret it. It kind of looks like I'm only taking 3 tricks in the side suits, huh? I'm not going to be able to set up clubs and draw trump, realistically. Am I? Ace of clubs, club. No. Run the jack, then ace and rough high? But they can just play hearts and tap me. That's never going to work. And I can't get many roughs in dummy either. I don't know. They're going to be down quite a few, I think. What if I played 2 diamonds pitching hearts, but I just don't rough in when they try to tap me in hearts? I'd start pitching my club losers so that I can use dummy to rough the 4th heart. Because my clubs are losers. They look like winners, but they're not. I think that makes some sense. I still want to duck the first club so that I can win the second one in hand and rough a club in dummy. Obviously, they'll be able to over rough, but like roughing with the 10 is something sort of useful. Well, okay. Now that the queen is played, I can just win the ace and 10, and then I don't really need to rough anything because the 9 will be a winner. Although, they'll be roughing that winner, so I don't know. I guess it's still fine. Okay. This is confirmation that putting in the jack trick 1 would not have worked. I guess I'll rough this. I was talking about not roughing and using dummy to... But I'm never going to be able to use dummy to rough diamonds, so I don't know. I guess there's no real reason to rough this, is there? Unless West has the queen and jack of spades. Because I won't be promoting any extra tricks for myself compared to letting East rough small. But I don't think dummy's trumps are doing anything else. And if I am roughing, it might as well be high in case West does have the queen and jack. No reason to rough this. I have to rough the heart, but... I could pitch 3 clubs and eventually get to rough the 4th heart in dummy, but that's no better than roughing it in roughing a heart now. Because I'd have to under rough dummy if I did that. I'm only going down 1, huh? It's kind of better than I thought. Is there any reason, like, I could draw 2 trumps and there'd only be 1 left, but then I could play, when I play a club, they would rough it and cash out. Because all they have is spades and heart winners. If I play a club now... Well, okay, I guess I don't have to analyze what happens if I play a club now, because I've already shown that if I play ace, king of spades, I'll take only 2 tricks. And any line always takes at least 2 tricks, so every other line is at least as good as that one. Ooh. They wouldn't make that mistake, would they? My hand is face up. they've seen me show out of diamonds and hearts, and they know I have 2 clubs. So there's no way they would do this if the spades were splitting. But how many spades are remaining? Two, right? Because they've roughed a club twice. So ace of spades won't draw the remaining spades. But a club forcing a ruff, pitching a heart, I think actually gets me 2 tricks. They either draw trump and I win the 3 of clubs at the end, or they play a heart and I get to ruff in dummy with the 6 and then win the ace at the end. Wow. I did not think I would come home with 8 tricks on that. I'm not sure what happened. I mean, yeah, clubs being 3-3 was spades being 3-3 was nice. But if you look at double dummy, it's like, you know, apparently I was always making it. Wow, really? It says you have to lead a club here. If East covers, you have to play the ace. And then playing clubs is as good as anything. You could ruff this, apparently, but you don't have to. Okay, I did, though. That seems okay. And 9 of clubs. Somehow the clubs are actually setting up. One of the things I said right at the beginning... Oh, interesting. This was an error. I have to not ruff this. I mean, I said at the time, dummies trumps aren't doing anything else, but I guess that it wasn't true. There is something they can do, is like, if the south hand gets tapped enough, north spades might become relevant. Yeah, and but if West had queen and jack ruffing high, I don't know. I don't think this was an error. It was wrong double dummy, but it seems like an okay ruff. So when did they make a mistake? Here. Oh, right. When they did this, I said, ooh, I remember that. Yeah. Huh. Well, a miracle. That should be another great board. Someday what I should do is I should write down the ones that I'm saying. I do this when I play face-to-face bridge. I estimate how well I think the boards are going to score on my scorecard. I never do anything useful with that information, but it's fun to do estimating. I could do this in these videos and then go back and see was I right. But I'm not going to, so that's life. If clubs are 4-0, I may be short of hand entries to cash the suit if I play low here. So I could win trick 1 with the queen of diamonds. But I think I'm just creating another burden for myself if I do that. No, I mean, dummy has multiple entries. I think that's fine. But if clubs are 4-0, I can't actually... Well, I guess if West had 4, I could finesse the 10-9 twice. I don't have that many entries. I don't think there's any need to block the diamonds here. Okay, unsurprisingly, the suit is not 4-0. So let's do a re-inventory here. I appear to have one lose. Well, after I lose this club, I'll have one further loser. The only threat suits are hearts and spades, but I mean, the spade threat is very anemic. It seems unlikely that any squeeze will occur. I would need one player to have 6 spades and also have the only heart card. Maybe, yeah, 6. Sure. That was the 7 of spades. Write it down. Oops, don't pitch the ace. Because I'll play the... I guess the 7 of spades... Yeah, it matters a little. No. Well, yeah. I'll play the squeeze out even though there's like no shot that it's working. Just to practice good technique. I guess I don't have to pay attention to the spades at all. I just have to watch for the jack of hearts. The jack of hearts has not appeared. Therefore, we will cash the ace and hopefully the 6, although realistically, of course, not the 6. Indeed. When I was a youth in my 20s, very very intensely into studying and improving at bridge. I learned, I was learning and practicing to count cards, and I could tell you every spot played. Midway through the hand, I'd say, what spot did someone play at trick 2 or whatever. These days, I'm not that focused. I have to actually say I have to watch out for this thing and not these things. And if I'm not paying attention for something, I can't just go back and replay it to learn information that I missed. So, I don't know. It didn't matter on that hand. Because I didn't need to, it turns out it rarely matters that you have to be able to track every card that matters. Just like make a decent effort to watch partner signals and figure out what suits you need to know the count of, and you're usually fine. Anyway, I have 9 hiccups. Partner has 10 hiccups. It's 19. The opponents have 21. Nice to have a club stopper, although I assume it's about to get roughed out. It might not. Hey. So, the whole hand comes down to how do you play the diamond suit. West had the ace of spades, and East had ace-king, but not jack of clubs. So East has 7 high card points in clubs, at most 3 in spades, and at most 2 in hearts. That's 12. So that would be enough to scrounge up an opening. But probably he doesn't have all of those cards and therefore would need some diamonds to make up his opening. It seems like the king is more likely to be in East's hand than the jack is. Just because there are more openings that contain a king than that contain a jack. I guess worth noting, though, is that East appears to have a balanced hand, right? He has at most 4 clubs, so he didn't open his longest suit in a 5-4 pattern. So he won't have 15 to 17 balanced. He can't have every single card. West has to have at least a queen somewhere. We can do a little scouting, I suppose. See if West covers this. No. Okay. So that's a queen East may well have. On the other hand, the robots already believe they know for certain that I have 7 diamonds, and therefore there's no point setting up heart tricks. So West might well have ducked the queen there, knowing it doesn't matter. So I don't think I really learned anything. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, you could rough up spade here and see if East flies queen or something, but I don't really see what that's accomplishing. I'm still going to want to play diamond to the queen. Okay. All right, I will lose the jack of diamonds. Yeah, they were both on side, didn't matter. What? Am I stupid? Why didn't I open 2 no trump? Huh? This is like the most obvious 2 no trump in my life? Okay. Somehow we're in 4 spades. I mean, we would get to 4 spades anyway, but I think it's useful to think about this hand as a dummy reversal. Plan to set up the north hand rather than the south hand, because south has all these losers that you're going to need to rough or pitch on hearts. But if you just like think of north's perspective, it's just, well, after this ace of clubs is lost, the north hand is good except for potential heart losers and potential spade losers. It's very simple. A little short of entries to the north hand to take the spade finesse. King ace of hearts, spade hook is fine, but kind of risks a heart ruff, maybe? Maybe that's fine. It also takes away an entry that I would like to use to cash the hearts. Yeah. I think if you play king ace of hearts spade finesse and it loses, they're going to play a club, tapping the dummy. And now you'll have trouble enjoying dummy's long hearts if the suit is 4-2. I think you're actually just supposed to play 2 spades here. Ace king. If that drops the queen, great. But most of the time it won't. And then you just say, all right, you guys can have the queen, but I'm not leading spades. Yeah, I think that's right. This is a worse line in the spade suit than finessing the jack is. But for the hand overall, I think it's substantially better. Is that jack 10? Kind of weird. Okay, well, turns out I could have afforded the spade finesse, I think. And it would have worked, so probably going to score badly. The BBO field is just going to like take a finesse. Although it's a scary one to take. Even they might cower. Like, I guess double dummy, I don't know. You could do anything, and all right, like you'd cash 3 rounds of hearts and then the spade finesse, even though that's terrible. You could tap dummy yourself with a club ruff. Yeah, so this is probably bad. I think I played it right. Because if the hearts aren't 3-0 or the spade's off... Well, if the spade's off but the hearts are 3-3, I think it's fine to take the finesse. It hasn't really hurt you. I don't know. Should be below average. You can't really do worse than I did. And you could do better. This is 14 opposite 8. That's 22. Opponents have 18. West opened a club. I'd like to enjoy those diamonds, but my entry situation is quite poor. If the diamonds are 2-2, then no problem. I could just draw trump. This hand is kind of reminiscent. There's a I've talked about hands like this in past videos on occasion. I don't know if it's really right here, but there's a kind of problem that shows up in puzzles sometimes with a suit like this, although usually it's like ace third opposite stiff, same idea applies. Where, okay, let's say I do the obvious thing. I win the ace here and play a spade to the 10. The opponent's duck, and then I play a spade to the ace and a spade to the king, and I'm only losing one spade, but it turns out it was queen fourth, right? Something like that. Now I attack diamonds, and the opponents say, not so fast, we're going to win our ace and then cash 3 clubs, because you spent the ace and now dummy's out of trump. So something you can do to try to guard against that possibility, if you have a way to eventually pitch these clubs, you could duck the first club and then duck the second club and ruff the third club. That way, when you draw trump, you still have the ace of clubs to hang on to. So I don't know, but I guess I'll have lost. I mean, that would be an attempt to lose only 2 clubs instead of losing 3. I suppose you could do similarly well by just ducking the first club, then playing ace and ruff a club. Yeah, and I think it's a little dangerous. If you duck 2 clubs and win and ruff the third, West might get in with the queen of spades and give his partner a ruff with the last club. So yeah, I don't think that's a good idea. So I think I want to duck this and win the second club and get a ruff. Ooh. I mean, they might play diamonds and get a ruff. That would be sad. I think it's safe enough to ruff low here. It's not guaranteed, but I do need this 10, so... Okay. Pitch a club. Spade. Can't afford to ruff to hand to keep drawing trumps, so I'm just going to play on diamonds and hope they don't get any ruffs there. Well, they're going to make me ruff at some point, aren't they? But at least I'll have attacked diamonds by then, I guess is the point. Ooh, the 9 is an entry. Oh my gosh. I'm a lucky boy. I'm going to make this. Wow, okay. I mean, everything I did was genius level strats, apparently. Everything was laying very favorably, of course. All right, the halfway point. You made it. It's been 40 minutes. I spent a few minutes talking about the previous event, though. So it's less than 40 minutes a half, currently. A diamond, a spade. 3 spades. Sure, I guess. Wow. I have some clubs here, huh? This is why I like to play a KS style system where you play a weak no trump and like 1 diamond, 1 spade, 2 spades shows extra strength, because if you had a minimum balanced hand you would have opened 1 no. So you either have a balanced hand with extras or you have a minimum with some shape. That way you don't feel compelled to jump to 3 level on this sort of iffy hand. I mean, it's fine, you know, good diamonds, it's 14, but it's not like that great. you don't want to be at the 3 level if partner has a minimum. And then you end up accepting with this like 7, which there are some problems. This hand, I could very well make 4, but I feel like I'd rather have bid a diamond, a spade, 2 spades, and then have South invite because of all their shape, and then maybe North could probably accept because they have, you know, if minimum with shape is like 12 to 14 with shape is North's range. North has extras, right? They have 14, so they could accept. That would be my favorite auction to 4 spades here. But it only works if that's the system you play, and the robots don't. I'm aware there are trade-offs, other hands where that system would be worse, but not that many. 5-card majors, strong no trump is just a bad combination, even though everybody in the universe plays it. I'm smarter than everyone, and I know better. I mean, I don't have a plan at all. What am I doing? I don't know. Am I setting up diamonds or clubs? I think setting up clubs is ridiculous. I don't have enough hand entries for that, so I guess it's diamonds. I think I want to rough a diamond to hand just in case the suit is 5-2, rather than roughing this heart. Oh, how could you claim? So let me look at that hand for a second. That spade suit. Actually, let's take over at the point that I roughed here. Is this... I led the 10 just as sort of like a good habits kind of thing. There are sometimes issues if you... No, I guess it would have been fine no matter what I did. Okay. There are some hands where you need to retain... You need South to retain honors higher than the North hand, and you lead like the lower of touching. Well, not touching, but you lead the honor that's below what North has, so that you can win with that and then play the high one. Whereas if you play the high one first, you may end up having to unblock from the North hand. I guess it would be an issue if like North had Ace Jack 10-6 and South had Queen 9-7, I think. Because the Queen, you would have to unblock the Jack from the North hand to make sure you could still run the 9 on the next one, in case West has 4. Whereas if you led the 9, you can play low from dummy if West doesn't... Yeah. So if the 10 and 9 were switched, it would be important to lead the 9 first. But with the 10 and 9 as they are, you could afford to lead the Queen and it would be fine. Okay. I didn't analyze it super carefully at the time because leading the 10 is fine. It's clearly going to work. But it reminds me of a suit where it does matter. I think we win this with the ace, right? I need a hand re-entry to cash the hearts. And I have enough dummy entries to enjoy the spades. that is your last trick. Tough to avoid losing those 3 tricks. Not that many tricks here. You could try for more by finessing the Jack of Spades. West could have Queen 10-9, but no guarantees. East might have the Queen. I would say more often than not, East will have the Queen. Did we get any bidding from the opponents? We did, right? East doubled, yeah. So East probably has 4 spades to the Queen. East doubled a diamond. 14 opposite 7 is 21. So East's likely shape, I guess, would be 4-4-2-3. I would give West 5 diamonds. Okay. I want to win this with the ace and play Ace of Hearts Heart, I think. That'll give me a second heart trick probably, which is 4 in the majors, plus the Ace of Diamonds is 5. And after that, I'm just vibing, I think. I don't plan to take any more tricks than that. I suppose you could attack clubs, but I don't have the hand entries, even if the suit were laying favorably, which seems unlikely. I don't know why I'm saying laying today. British players normally say suits lie favorably, but I've said laying at least twice. I don't know why. Well, I mean, one advantage of this is that East has to lead something, and he can't be happy about it. I guess I don't have to play Ace of Hearts first, because if I play a heart to the Queen and East pops King, he can't block anything. Oh, he could by switching to the Queen of Spades? Still, yeah, okay, fine. Oh, betrayed! Help! Okay, I'll just have them lead stuff for a while. King 9. What is that? I think East has the ace, right? Like, if West had the King of Hearts and the Ace of Clubs, he could have found something to do over a heart. I guess the problem is that we think West has 5 diamonds and 4 clubs. No. 2 clubs. West shape is 2, 3, 5, 3 in my earlier estimation. Okay. I guess I'll play the Queen. I don't know. Yeah, look at that. All right, I dare you, East. Keep leading. Oh, I see. So East has 2 diamonds. If I duck this, he's going to play a spade to dummy. West did pitch on the 3rd spade, right? I think so. If I duck this... Oh, East has a heart as well. He'll cash the heart. Well, he could have only 3 hearts and 3 diamonds if he were 4, 3, 3. No, he has 4 clubs, 4 spades. Oh, what if he did have only 3 hearts? I don't know. I think I had better take my trick here. I don't think East is getting in played at all. We know he has a club, a spade, and a red card left. If that red card is a diamond, he's not end played. And if it's not a diamond, he's not end played. Okay, so great. There's still a decision about which diamond to play here. Is there? I guess not. If East has the queen of diamonds, it doesn't matter what I do, because he can win and cash a heart. So I may as well hope East's diamond is the 10, lead the jack, and see if West has to play a diamond to the 9. Okay. What? Oh. It's the opposite of what I thought was going to happen. Wow, I made another contract that was impossible. I was ready to give up at 4 tricks. No, 5. I didn't realize that the spades had been 3-3. That was one thing I missed. West actually followed on the last one. This is funny. I actually could have won or ducked here. No, wait, what? Yes, it says I should be down 1, because East should have won when I played the... Or no, West should have pitched the heart. That's what it was. Yeah, when West pitched a diamond, I suddenly... A winning line materialized in front of my eyes. I didn't think it was winning, but I played it, and it was. Another miracle. West opens a heart. I have 9, opposite 18 is 27, so West has everything. Give or take, like, maybe a queen. I'm in 3 no trump. My heart stopper is a little anemic, but it will do the job. Okay. All right. So if the diamonds come in, which they will unless West has 5 of them, which seems unlikely, then I have the rest of the tricks. So we should think about what to do if West does have 5 diamonds. Well, if West has 5 diamonds, then he only has 3 black cards, and one of the black queens will come down, right? So I guess I pitch a club here, since South has a useful club threat. All right. Wow, what an incredible challenging hand. I'm very impressed by the algorithm the BBO uses to filter only for interesting hands in these high-level events. One spade, 4 spades. I don't really care for 4 spades. I feel like this hand is a little bit strong. You could actually be missing a slam. It's unlikely. I mean, it's not. 4 spades is not the worst bid in the world. But you could splinter with 4 clubs. I don't know. Depends on your agreements, I guess. So if spades are 2-1, then I can just lose 2 tricks. A heart and a club, and then rough 2 clubs. If spades are 3-0, that's the only situation where it matters what I do. So let's assume West has all of them. What do I do? I guess I still just play low. Okay. It's happening. Lead the queen here because you want to stop the opponents from drawing trump. And if it just so happens that East has the ace and king of clubs, they can't win this and switch to a trump, which they could do if West could win. So, given that I'm going to need to ruff 3 clubs, I can't really afford to win this in hand, right? Because then that would be too many high ruffs in the north hand. Oh, is that true? Maybe it's not. Hang on. Win this in hand. Actually, that would be fine. Okay. Let's do that. And if West has the ace of hearts, I don't think I can make this. Or, well, I don't think I can ruff all 3 of my clubs anyway. Because he can win and draw another trump. But he doesn't. He's happy for me to take these 2 ruffs for some reason. Too many hearts, huh? Or not enough. Oh, wait, what? I guess, is this diamond getting over-ruffed? I haven't counted hearts. Does West have 2 hearts and a spade left? No? What? What are you guys doing, man? What are you thinking, West? You could have just drawn trumps. I don't know. It's crazy. They're just giving tricks away. Okay, so first of all, it's fine to play whatever I want here. It says I was always making 5 ruff. Here, I can't play a heart. Because West should win it and play, okay, but if I don't play a heart, where am I, like, how am I eventually enjoying the hearts? So diamond the ace, ruff a diamond, ruff heart? Is the issue that West only has 3 diamonds, and so when he finally does win a heart after I've taken a bunch of ruffs, he can't tap me? I think so. So diamond the ace, ruff a club, ruff a diamond, ruff a club, ruff 1 more diamond, so my only spade remaining is the ace. But now I play the ace of spades, West follows, and all he has is hearts. So it doesn't matter that I'm out of trump and the opponents have diamond and club winners. They can't actually cash any of them. That strikes me as very reckless. I think attacking hearts here was appropriate, and it's just very fortunate that West didn't find the right defense after I did that. Even though he had found the right choice of leading spades all along, he suddenly switched at the critical juncture. 15, opposite 2. Okay, well, not getting any ruffs in the south hand, that's for sure. Could perhaps, like, get trumps to work. Like, I could perhaps draw a trump. But it seems like I'm going to run into trump control issues, right? And like the advantage of drawing trump would be that maybe my long diamond could set up. But I don't know. Well, I'll duck this. It just seems good on principles. Okay. Well, now I have 2 club tricks. That's a nice little improvement. So now, actually, setting up my 4th diamond no longer matters because I can just pitch it on a club. I think I'd like to play low here. Well, the 7. Because I think more likely is that West has Jack and 10 than that West has Ace and King. Because with Ace King, you might rise here. Probably neither of those is happening, of course. I'm taking the finesse. Okay, well, now the diamonds are good. I don't even have to pitch them on clubs. Okay, down 1. You guys can have the ace of spades. It would be hard to imagine taking a different number of tricks here. Well, I don't know. If you don't duck the heart, maybe the opponents just defend totally differently. Like, you win trick 1 and play a spade. Maybe they don't do you the favor of setting up clubs and diamonds for you. Oh boy, an exciting and revealing auction, huh? So West didn't open, but did overcall. Spades are 5-3. This looks like down 1, right? Lose a heart, 2 spades, and a club. I could lose more clubs if the suit is 5-2 and they get a ruff. I could try to address that by playing on diamonds. Yeah, I guess if this were an imp event, I would try something risky. Because there are some layouts where you could make here. They're not super likely. But for example, suppose West has Jack 4th of diamonds. You could play Ace of diamonds, diamond to the 10, King of diamonds, Queen of diamonds, pitching your spades. Lose only 1 spade, 1 club, and 1 heart. The slight flaw with that line is, well, what if, if West has 4 diamonds, East only has 3, and he can ruff the last diamond, right? Well, what if his only heart is the ace, right? So that's a layout where you could make 10 tricks here. And if there were a huge reward for making your contract, I think it would be worth it to try something like that. But I think there's just a huge risk that leads to more under tricks rather than actually making it. Even at imps, you probably shouldn't try something that risky because the extra 100 or 200 from going down more is quite a lot. So, I mean, I guess you just win the ace of clubs and attack hearts. And if they fail to cash out their black tricks when they win the ace, you could maybe at that point think about risking the diamond finesse. But probably they will cash out, and then I'll just be like, oh well, sorry partner, couldn't make it. Alright. At least they didn't get a club ruff. Yeah, and there was definitely no diamond shenanigans going on there. You would find the jack, but you wouldn't be able to take any useful pitches. Last hand. Both opponents are passed hands. West is banging down an ace, clearly not having much else in the suit. One imagines ace doubleton or ace singleton. The opponents have 2 more aces and 2 more queens. Okay. Seems like a bad idea to take the diamond finesse, doesn't it? Because West is going to get a ruff if you do. I can, of course, like, let's say I played King of Diamonds, Jack of Diamonds, losing to East's Queen. If East plays a club, you know, I can still ruff with the 9 and West won't get a trick. But I want that 9 of diamonds to be able to ruff Dummy's 4th heart in case that suit doesn't break. But I suppose if the hearts are 3-3, or I can find a spade trick, then I don't need my spare diamond. And I can afford to use it to ruff a club. So there's actually quite a lot of layouts where losing the diamond finesse doesn't really hurt me. West's lead of ace and the club suggests some trump length, but with the queen, would you be so eager to set up to try to get a ruff, right? Often not. So maybe West has like queen 3 small? No guarantee, but that's one reason you might not take the finesse, I suppose. West could have queen 4th. Then you might not mind ruffing and still try to get a trick with the queen. If West has queen 4th and I play ace king, I'm going to be in for an unpleasant surprise, I think. So maybe I do play king and then finesse through West as sort of a safety against a 4-0, 4-1 layout. Sure. Okay. I have located the queen. It was Doubleton. And now I will lose 2 tricks. A heart and a spade. All right, I think I did pretty well today. I don't remember any serious blunders. There was one that I said would score very badly, but not because I thought I had made a bad play. I made what I think was a good play that it turns out... Yeah, 53, huh? Must have been board 9. No? Why was this so bad? I thought this would be fine. Are people playing the diamond finesse the other way around? Ace and then run queen? Oh, that is better. Oh. Yes, this was a bad play. I didn't even think about that. Yeah, if you play ace of diamonds queen, you can pitch your heart loser so that even if you get the diamonds wrong, it hasn't cost you anything. Yeah. This was a bad play. Board 7? Was that? Yeah, this was the one where I declined the spade finesse, but it turns out to be working. Where was I said one of these? I said board 3 would be a 90%. But I guess everyone else got some miracles, huh? The same ones I did? Yeah, I mean, sure. I thought maybe that having pitched clubs is what would convince East to defend that way. And maybe not everybody would do that, but I guess it does make sense. So probably a lot of people played exactly the way I did. Pretty flat set. These 2 bad boards and a bunch of average pluses. For just doing the same thing. SANE. Okay. Well, that's day 2. Tomorrow, I will probably be back for day 3. But as I said at the start of yesterday's video, there is a local tournament going on that starts tomorrow, so if whatever. I should be able to do this before I head out, but no guarantees. Hope you guys enjoyed. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.